So that's why I want to go over a lot of these examples to kind of teach you guys what I'm thinking. First thing that I'm thinking, whenever I see a squared, I automatically think Pythagorean identities. Always. Now, I could have two Pythagorean identities. I have a Pythagorean identity with tangent squared, and I have a Pythagorean identity with cosecant squared. Now, while it might occur to you to say, well, why don't I use both Pythagorean identities? When you're simplifying, I would prefer to write them as, remember we want to get this down to single expressions, right, or numbers. So I don't really want to rewrite this as, expanding it out with cotangent and plus 1. I don't want to rewrite that like that. I want to keep it as a single identity. So I will write 1 plus tangent squared. I know that is equivalent to secant squared of theta over cosecant squared of theta. Would everybody agree with me? This is much easier for me to simplify down to a quantity. The next thing I can look at this is, remember, what does secant and cosecant represent? Those are the same as, those are my reciprocal. I can use those in terms of sines and cosines, right? Reciprocal identities. I can rewrite secant as that's going to be 1 over cosine squared of theta all over cosecant is 1 over sine squared of theta. Did you get? Could you flip them? Yeah, I'm just going to do the, yes. I mean, you could do that easier. And once you guys get practice, you'll be like, oh, you can do it. But again, just to mathematically show you, well, now, to simplify this further, how do you get a fraction divided by fraction? I say this all the time. You multiply by the reciprocal. As long as you multiply the numerator and the denominator by the same number, you're not changing the problem. So therefore, you end up with sine squared of theta over cosine squared of theta. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what is sine of theta over cosine of theta? Tangent of theta. So if I had sine squared of theta over cosine squared of theta, that's going to give me tangent squared of theta. And that's it. Done. OK, you got to practice into these problems.